The most important aspect of spiritual growth is learning to observe your mind, to become its witness rather than its servant. You remain the observer, watching without reacting. You see your thoughts and emotions arise, but you do not engage with them. You simply sit in silence, witnessing your inner world without interference. There is no longer any need to change or control anything. As you step back from the patterns of your mind, you begin to see yourself as something far greater than the body and thoughts. Life flows on its own, shaped by causes and effects, without requiring your control. But this flow, whether pleasant or difficult, is not who you are. The one experiencing the highs and lows of life is not your body or your thoughts, but the deeper, unchanging presence within you, pure awareness, boundless and eternal. The I you identify with, the one tied to your body, emotions, and thoughts, is an illusion. As long as you remain attached to this false sense of self, you will be caught in the cycle of fleeting happiness and discomfort, forever chasing pleasure and avoiding pain. This attachment fuels the ego, strengthening its grip through worry, distraction, and desire. To free yourself, trace the I back to its source. You will see that it has no real foundation. It is like a mirage, seemingly real, but ultimately empty. Recognizing this illusion dissolves it, revealing a deep inner peace and your true essence, pure consciousness, untouched by the shifting tides of the external world. This awareness is eternal. It is not bound by birth or death, it is the source of ultimate freedom. Problems exist only for the ego. They arise from attachment and resistance, illusions woven by the restless mind. But reality itself, free from the distortions of the ego, is already whole and harmonious. When you awaken to this deeper truth, suffering falls away. You begin to see that life unfolds exactly as it is meant to. Problems exist only when life does not align with the expectations of the ego. But in a broader view, there are no mistakes, no imperfections, only the mind's ideas of what should or should not be. Peace comes when you stop identifying with the body and the mind. This doesn't mean rejecting them, but realizing that your true nature goes far beyond them. The ego thrives on illusions of control, constantly creating problems to maintain its own importance. But when you see through this illusion, the problems disappear, because they were never real to begin with. Meditation is a powerful tool to realize this truth. The mind, like the ocean, produces endless waves of thoughts. Trying to stop them is pointless. But simply observing them allows you to rest in awareness effortlessly. Through this practice, you uncover profound insight. There is space between you and your thoughts. That space has always been there, but now, through observation, you become aware of it. In this awareness, thoughts lose their grip on you, and you experience a deep sense of freedom. Like an adult watching children at play without getting caught up in their games, you can witness the activity of your mind with detachment and ease. Meditation is not about silencing your mind or achieving a specific outcome. It is about being present with whatever arises, moment by moment. Whether your mind is clear, clouded, or still, the act of witnessing is meditation itself. Awareness is the key, and maintaining awareness changes your relationship with thoughts, emotions, and sensations. True awareness reveals that your natural state is already one of peace, clarity, and openness. There is nothing to attain, nothing to improve. The essence of meditation is simply realizing and embracing these innate qualities. Thoughts, whether persistent or fleeting, are just part of the flow. They lose their power when you observe them without attachment. As your practice deepens, the gaps between thoughts widen, and a natural state of stillness emerges. This stillness is not something to strive for or control. It is simply a return to your true nature. Even when the mind feels restless or sluggish, just being aware of its state is enough. There is no right or wrong experience, only the act of witnessing whatever is happening. The goal is not to change or suppress thoughts to become better, but to recognize that you are already complete. The fluctuations of the mind are not your true self. They are passing phenomena, like clouds drifting across the sky. When you awaken to your true nature, you discover a profound truth. Suffering is not necessary. It does not come from the world itself, but from the mind's stories and judgments. As the mind quiets, and you merge with your infinite nature, you realize that everything is unfolding as it should. Nothing is missing. This shift in awareness moves you from identifying with the ego to recognizing yourself as pure consciousness. The ego thrives on duality, right and wrong, success and failure, but your true self transcends these illusions. In reality, there is no separation between you and existence. You are not a small part of the universe, you are the universe itself, vast, undivided, infinite. Meditation allows you to experience this truth firsthand. The practice is simple: observe without judgment. Even when the mind resists or insists on controlling or improving things, just notice that, too. Observation transforms even resistance into a doorway to deeper understanding. With consistent practice, the ego weakens. Thoughts, emotions, and sensations no longer dominate your awareness. Instead, they become like ripples on the surface of a vast, still ocean. The mind begins to reflect the serenity of your true nature, radiating peace and clarity. Silence is the gateway to realization. When the mind is quiet, your inner stillness shines through. In this silence, you see that there were never any problems to solve, no self to improve, and no separation to overcome. There is only the pure, timeless, infinite presence of being. As your awareness deepens, your identification with the mind and body softens. This doesn't mean you stop engaging with the world. Rather, actions flow naturally, free from the noise of mental chatter and egoic control. Life moves through you with clarity and ease. This state of awareness is not a distant goal, it is your natural state. The qualities of peace, love, and happiness are already within you. The illusion of separation and suffering exists only because of identification with the mind and ego. By simply observing the mind, you return to the truth that you are not these passing constructs, but the eternal awareness that perceives them. This realization transforms your entire perspective. Problems do not disappear because circumstances change, but because your perception shifts. You no longer resist or judge life, you accept it as it flows, with deep trust and peace. This freedom is available to you in every moment. When you remain in awareness, you transcend the limits of the mind and reconnect with your true essence, boundless love, peace, and joy. This is what you must remember: you already are what you seek. At times, you may get caught up in thoughts, distractions, and emotions. The mind's turbulence is natural. But rather than trying to control it, simply pause and observe. You may discover truths within yourself that you never imagined. The mind, like the ocean, holds infinite depths. On the surface, waves of thoughts and emotions rise and fall, but in silence, its mysteries reveal themselves. Silence and observation are the keys to accessing this depth, bringing you clarity and peace. Many seek silence in monasteries, mountains, or remote forests, believing that physical solitude will bring them peace. But if your mind is restless, noise will follow you wherever you go. True silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of pure awareness. To find this silence, you don't need to escape the world, you only need to observe yourself. If this message resonates with you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world, and I appreciate you being here.